Hey, brothers and sisters. So surely the tribulation is casting its shadow on the church age. And what do I mean by that? Well, as we look at the first 6 seals talked about in Revelation 6, we can see that the society that we are living in is setting up the foundation for those seals to be fulfilled. Now, none of these seals will be broken until the church is raptured to heaven and sees Jesus Christ literally breaking the seals on the scrolls. So none of us have to worry that we are in the tribulation. For the tribulation will be a time of Jacob's trouble and will be an indescribable time talked about in Matthew 24. It'll be unmistakably horrific, and nobody will be in doubt as to whether they're in the tribulation when it happens. And you have to remember that the rapture of the church will cause some devastating effects upon the world once we're gone. So what do I mean that the 7-year tribulation is casting its shadow on the church age? Well, let me read a portion of the article written by Mike Adams talking about the state of America. He entitled the article, "America is just 9 meals away from anarchy." It's now crystal clear that the engineered food collapse is going to plunge the nation into extreme food scarcity, Venezuela style, probably by Christmas. Notably, this is all by design. The regime in place right now are seeking to plunge America into widespread civil unrest and anarchy so they can declare martial law and suspend the elections, preserving democratic rule in the foreseeable future. This engineered plan for civil unrest is further accelerated by mass firings of police, firefighters, 911 operators, and other first responders. Crippling labor shortages are leaving 911 emergency response call centers with skeleton crew staff, reports the Epoch Times. All across America, governments and corporate leaders are firing those who refuse to take the V, while facing a mass die-off of those who do take them. The result is the deliberate gutting of the entire infrastructure that runs a nation, including transportation and logistics, medicine, law enforcement, local government, food supplies, energy, air cargo, and more. What you are watching is the systematic, planned dismantling of an entire nation. America is being gutted like the carcass of a hog in a meat plant, and the end result is inescapable: mass starvation, destitution, and anger, resulting in a nationwide uprising revolt that the regime will use to declare martial law. It's like January 6th on steroids. The regime is baiting the entire population into an armed revolt and then using the revolt to install itself into permanent power while canceling elections and using food scarcity as a weapon. Entire crowds of protesters will of course be hit with bioweapons, which DHS is testing out in the open this week across New York City. These are practice runs for unleashing these deadly weapons against the American people in 2022. Make no mistake, these controllers are waging an all-out war against the American people, which is what every Marxist, treasonous government regime eventually comes to. When you see the mass uprisings this winter, just remember, it was all invoked by engineered food scarcity, and it's playing right into the hands of the anti-American traitors who are dismantling this nation and the military through the forced injection of biological weapons and are fraudulently labeled you-know-what. A lot of Americans weren't ready to hear this truth until now, but it's undeniable. You can see the evidence right in front of you. The takedown of this nation has commenced, and it won't be long before America looks like Venezuela, complete with an engineered financial collapse and dollar reset that will be the final nail in the coffin of the American empire. And brothers and sisters, you know that this has to occur in order for the one world Antichrist government to be set up by the Antichrist. And we know that the rapture, I believe that the rapture will kick off this major collapse of America. I believe we'll see the seal judgments being broken, and a lot of these things that Mike Adams just talked about in his article will come into play. Let's pray for our lost loved ones, anybody that we care about deeply, and warn them of what is to come. God bless.